All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Mildly Pro Podcast. We are on episode 23, which is actually a repeat because we had an episode we fucked up.
Yeah.
Big sad.
Every time you switch a scene, there was a little Windows bloop. Gotta love it.
Yeah, so we decided not to post it. We were going to post it. We thought about it, actually, but
it was a good episode.
It was too bad.
It was a good episode, but...
Yeah, sorry to Tyler, who's our first time being on the podcast.
Yeah.
We had some good conversations about movies, too.
Yeah, we did.
Which we're going to continue, I guess, now.
So. Yeah, with Batman.
The Batman.
Yeah.
Batman.
I don't feel hyped, do you?
Me neither. Nope.
I'm in. Yeah,
You're
I like
hyped?
it. Yep, I like it.
How come?
Because it's why? I don't know. I get like I've been wanting like a Riddler. This is the closest we're gonna get to like what I've always wanted was Christopher Nolan, who did like the Dark Knight and all that, to like his take on the Riddler. And this is the closest we're gonna get. No, it's not.
Oh,
Different
okay,
direction. Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? Let me see what that would look like. Like, just give me a taste.
I think they might fuck up how he looks, though. Like, what do you... you don't... Obviously, you can't have comic book Riddler. Like, he looks ridiculous.
No, yeah, he's not gonna have the green suit with question marks and
so, like, what
shit.
what is your image of the Riddler? Like, a guy in a suit who has, like, the...
No, I think it's gonna be like a fucked up, like, just like a fucking skinny guy at a computer desk or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what would be a good look
10,000
to me?
fucking monitors.
I think a good look to me would be the guy who played the Scarecrow. Like, I think from Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That would be a good look for a Riddler to me.
Yeah, that
like, guy in the suit, good actor like that. I don't know. That's my view.
Also, Colin Farrell or something. He's the Penguin. Apparently, there's a lot of...
Oh, he's going to be in it? Penguin's
a lot of the bad guys are in it. Cause, like, and that's the other thing I like is, like, it seems like it's much more of, like, a detective movie as opposed to, like, just a normal...
It's definitely a young
movie.
Batman, too, right?
Yeah, it's, like, year 2. Like, he's been in Batman for, like, 2 years.
Okay.
That's why the Batmobile is, like, just, like, a Camaro or something.
That's cool, then. Hopefully, by the end... Like, they're definitely going to do multiple movies with him, I assume?
I assume so.
It better not be, like, a one-off Joker
All
movie.
I know is that, like, it doesn't even take place in, like, the same universe as all the other shit. They're really cashing on, like, the multiverse stuff.
What do you mean?
Like that there's like multiple universes and then like there's different tales and like
See,
each
why
universe.
confuse everything though? Wait, is that mic on?
I don't know.
Just switch it off on the back, just in case.
Now it is.
All right, cool.
I just watched the Batman trailer like just now because you guys had me just watch it so we were caught up. I definitely am not hyped at all. I mean, like it just seems like a very average Batman movie, especially in terms of how far trailers go. You know what I mean?
I agree. I wasn't excited until maybe the punching part. Like that was the only cool part.
I mean, even then, it just seemed kind of average. But I just think my expectations are so high because of Dark Knight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not even a huge Batman fan, and that's one of my favorite movies.
It's insane.
Just like
it's so good,
cinematically,
it's
so good.
See, and I feel like for us, I'm not a Robert Pattinson hater actually. Like, I thought he'd be a good piece for like the role. But now seeing the trailer, I mean, he looks good in the suit and everything. But I think they're going for a weird like spin on Batman.
Yeah, they showed like his makeup when he like wasn't in uniform. I'm like, why does he look like a sad
Well, maybe he just took off
middle
the
20-year-old, middle-aged 20-year-old.
Yeah, well, it's just like to hide his eye details.
Yeah,
when he has the cowl.
I think the best thing for DC to do is it's good to have dark movies like sometimes for dark characters.
Yeah.
But they've been doing dark movies for the last fucking like.
That's all Gotham City is. Everything in Gotham City is
yeah,
really dark.
Yeah, Batman I think should be dark, and I think if they're gonna do it, go all out and just make it rated R and make it like so fucked up, like a horror movie, but with a superhero. That'd be my favorite way.
I mean, like it would do well critically. I think if they were to, try to make it really serious,
box office,
right?
Yeah.
It just wouldn't make
Which
a lot of
just
money.
sucks. Like everything's for box office reasons.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Yeah.
I have hopes.
Did you watch the whole DC?
Yeah,
panel?
I watched the whole thing.
What do you think?
Really good. Yeah, everything they talked about looked decent. The Suicide Squad movie with James Gunn looks good.
I didn't see the trailer for that.
Yeah, it looked.
Is that all the
it's gonna be
same
fun.
actors, like Will Smith?
No, like Will Smith's not in it, but they have like a giant cast, and like they're using like shitty like supervillains, which is really funny.
Okay.
Like horrible, like Polka Dot Man is in it and shit.
Oh, it's like funny ones. Yeah, I respect those.
So
kinds
like
of
yeah,
movies.
it's like a really bad. John Cena's in it. He's playing.
Really?
He's playing a guy named Peacemaker. Flula Borg, which is a German comedian. He's playing a character. Like they got the crazy. The guy that played Yondu is in it now.
Oh, I like him.
So like they got a really good cast, and
That's cool.
I'm excited. It looks like it's gonna be fun. Harley Quinn, like
Yeah, of course.
Robbie is in it.
You saw the Wonder Woman trailer as well, right?
Yeah, it looks good.
It gave me kind of like a Thor feel,
for
Ragnarok feel in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why the music
Her
like
riding plane
yeah,
and everything. Yeah.
yeah, that gave me a Ragnarok feel.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It
And
looks
what
that
else?
looks okay.
The games look good. Like well, Gotham Knight looks okay. Like which is the Batman
I didn't see that.
game, which it looks fine.
Does it look like a Spider-Man spinoff?
It looks like the Arkham Knight games. If you ever played them, I guess not.
I've never played
They're
it.
really good.
I played 2 of them, and I didn't play a lot. So I got one. One of them I downloaded, and it actually had a problem, like where there's one part in the game I couldn't get through, like wouldn't let you, like wouldn't let you get past that spot. So my game was just like faulty or something. I don't know. It was fucking weird.
I love those games.
It was on Steam. So.
And the Suicide Squad game, which looks really good too. And what else did they talk about?
What was
Snyder
this?
Cut.
What was this announced?
Oh,
at?
that looked
This
weird.
was yesterday.
But like, was it any?
It was
Panel.
like a
It was like a live panel.
like a live stream. They just announced a bunch of shit.
Gotcha.
The
Black
Snyder
Adam
Cut.
movie.
So there's a lot of different things in the Snyder Cut. It's like a whole different movie, right?
Yeah, it's 4 fucking hours.
But it has everything from the original movie in it.
No, not necessarily. Like, because the original movie that came out
4
in theaters
hours.
was edited by Joss Whedon, and because I don't know if you know, but like his daughter killed himself.
Yeah, and he had to stop.
So he stopped and he left
production.
and all that. So now he's back and like so it's like a giant cut. He got a huge budget.
Throw me the Haribo things.
Ah, fuck.
Just candies.
It's okay.
And what else?
Wait, so he's back, and they gave him a budget for the Snyder Cut,
Yeah,
but it was already done, wasn't it? The movie?
yeah. There's a lot of it that's done, but it wasn't completed. So
It wasn't like CGI and everything.
Yeah,
was on, oh.
right. What else?
They announced anything
God,
crazy or no?
Nothing like mind-boggling, I would say.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
was the-
Static Shock. They were making a
What's that?
Static Shock movie. I guess you guys are a little young.
What?
The Static Shock was like a really cool fucking cartoon series when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
What is it like? Like, is it just a DC universe?
It's
show,
like it was like another universe kind of thing for DC. Like he was in like some DC comics, but they never really used him too much. And he used to like ride it like a trash can lid, like because he had like electric power, so like he could float and fly around. It was really cool.
That was cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did
good
see
cartoon.
the Suicide Squad game.
Oh yeah, I thought it looks cool.
Yeah, but it's a CGI clip. It's like
It's a CGI clip.
I
But
hate
no
all
game,
that shit.
no gameplay. Yeah.
no
yeah.
gameplay, but like I like the premise at least.
At the
How
end,
is-
it's like them versing the Justice League.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what's the update on the actual Marvel game that was supposed to come out?
Oh, they
I'm
had
not buying it.
No, because the Spider-Man thing.
The Spider-Man thing.
They're releasing it.
So triggered.
No, they're gonna have an update, and they're gonna release it on PC.
Bullshit.
It's gonna launch on PS4 for Spider-Man, but then
I didn't see that. Where was that?
I watched some guy doing he played the beta, and he announced it. They officially announced this, I'm pretty sure, almost positive. Not
So
100%.
Spider-Man is going to be in it. Like
So yeah,
for
Spider-Man
all-
will be in it, but you can't get him until like a couple updates later. Like
Okay.
it's gonna be launched on PS4. I'm almost positive.
Okay.
Not sure though.
What's up with Spider-Man not being in it? Why is he? Why is it
It's like a
big thing?
PS4 thing only.
They were saying
so
that,
lame.
yeah.
Oh,
like,
is that the
man.
whole Spider-Man claim
Yeah.
with Sony's?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Like, dog,
So
what
they
are
were
you
just,
fucking
so
doing?
they were like, everyone but Spider-Man. Yeah. We're all cool, but
and
just
it's like,
that guy.
and it's like, cause like it's not like a shitty like costume or something. It's like, he's gonna play differently. He's gonna fucking like he's gonna have his own story and shit like that. And like you just don't get it if you're
That'd
not
be cool.
on a PlayStation.
Yeah, and
Fucking stupid.
That's really stupid.
That'd be stupid.
That's like them just trying to like assert their dominance. Like,
Yeah.
no, he's
And also, by the
ours.
way, they don't actually own the rights to Spider-Man like everybody thinks. All they
It's
can do
partial.
is cinematic. Like that's
yeah,
it,
I was
movies.
gonna say it's like partial.
So pretty much
ownership.
what happened is that Sony paid like out the wazoo for that. You know what I'm saying? And Marvel
Yeah.
didn't give a fuck because they were getting a slice of the pie.
Right. They were just
So,
like, we'll take what we
yeah,
can get.
and it was in
fine.
the '90s when they were going under anyway.
No, I'm talking about like just for this game.
No, I'm saying when Sony bought like the rights to the movies and stuff. That was
Oh
when,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
that was when Marvel was like terrible.
Oh yeah. Marvel was. I mean, they were on death's door.
Mhm.
If they didn't do that, I mean, they would have. There wouldn't be a Marvel right now. So it is what it is. I think that's like Spider-Man and the Hulk are pretty much the only things that they don't own anymore.
Full rights to. Yeah, now that they have Fox and everything back
Yeah.
and Fantastic Four. So.
Yeah.
I did hear mixed reviews about it, like from the beta,
Mhm.
but then I did hear that only 15% of the beta. It's like the beta is 15% of the game. Like there's so much more to it.
Mhm.
Not even just counting like maps. Obviously, there's gonna be like more missions and shit because like
Yeah.
that's not part of the. You're not gonna show the whole game in a fucking
Yeah.
beta.
Right.
But they said like character wise and like detail and like moves, that's only 15%. So that's a good sign. Thor looks pretty cool. I watched him. He's gonna be fun to play. Iron Man seemed pretty good. Black
want
Widow
the
seems
Hulk.
boring as fuck.
When is that game
Wanna
supposed
do
to come
Hulk.
out? Do you know?
Soon, right?
It's like September 15th.
Yeah,
Wow.
very soon. Let me see.
But if you get it, I'll get it
Oh, I'm getting it, 100%.
so we can play through it. But like,
We'll play through it. Yeah,
God
and
damn
Tyler, I thought we already chose our characters.
yeah, I was gonna be the Hulk. You're Iron
Iron
Man.
Man.
He was gonna.
So
take,
wait, you can just like pick what player you want to play the campaign through with?
I think so.
Yeah, well, it depends. Like, there's
Well,
like
if you're playing
some.
co-
It
if you're playing
depends.
co-op, like you have 4 people.
There's like 1,000 fucking modes in this game or something like
Yeah,
that.
there's gonna be something insane.
It's really weird.
What does that even mean?
I hope it's
Like
cool.
it's like it. There's like a Destiny. You know Destiny, right? The game.
Yeah.
It's like those mechanics where like you can get like different armor sets and shit.
Right.
September 4th. Wow, that's
And you have to grind for it. And like and each character has their own sets of shit that you can get. So
you can get like whole different skins like for
Yeah.
everyone.
So essentially, there's like co-op campaign. You just play with your friends.
You know what it seems like?
Pretty much.
It seems like what's the game Division? It seems like
Oh,
Division.
yeah.
Like tier set bumps for
right.
which would be cool. I just hope it's a really open free roam game with like a lot of fights in the like. I would really, the perfect game for me would be Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man game that just came out on PS4, with all the Avengers with all their own like stories and custom skins, custom sets. Like that is the ideal game.
Yeah, I agree.
The fighting's great in that game.
Yeah, it is.
If
really
it's
good.
free roam and you can like go and like maybe do multiplayer online, do like big battles and shit, that'd be so sick.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'm tired today. I feel like I'm always tired on Sundays. You know what I mean? It's
I like
lazy day.
instinctively wake up thinking Sundays should be like a rest period kind of
Yeah.
day. And then once sometimes when people just ask me like to do something, I'll just be like, yeah, I should probably get outside. I should probably do something.
Nah, fuck that. If it's fucking Sunday, don't ask me nothing. I don't want to do fucking jack shit for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not on Sunday.
I know that feeling.
So
I really didn't want to come here today, to be honest with you.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh god.
Oh, jeez.
I should just say I have a stomach ache.
See, there's sometimes where like I'll think that, and then I realize that like once I'm here and I'm recording, I'm like, this is
That's
much
true.
better.
Oh yeah.
Driving's kind of rough.
That's the only reason I don't. It's just like that drive here is just like hit or miss.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dealing with that drive a little more now. So
What happened?
So the girl I'm talking to, she goes to Jefferson.
Oh, wow, Jefferson
The East Falls
on
campus.
Broad Street.
No, the East Falls campus.
Oh,
The one that's like it's close to like Chestnut Hill and stuff, which isn't far from my work. It's like 25 from my work, but like 45 from here. So.
Oh, you should tell us about that altercation.
Oh
that you
yeah.
had.
So
my
wait
God.
before you even get into that. So we in our last episode that we had to not post.
Yeah.
We talked about altercations. A quick like recap. Me and my brother, we had a movie story that.
It's a shame that we missed it.
Yeah, I know.
Damn
It's
it.
such a good story.
Yeah.
I'll just do a brief thing of it. So we go to this movie theater, worst experience of our life. We have a kid next to us with his mom who's like crying. My brother is not fond of that kind of shit. So he says a couple things to her. He's like, oh, lady. Like he always gives her that lady thing. And so he's like using a fidget spinner, spinning that shit around. So then in the front row, there was like a group of special needs kids with or adults with someone watching them, like a supervisor or something. And these two African-American guys in the front were like talking a little bit, not loud. Like we could hear them, but we couldn't make out what they were saying. So one of the kids, or I don't know how old they were, whatever, stands up and says, "Shut the fuck up, you," and then says the N-word. So the guy stands up, pissed off because, for rightful reasons.
Yeah.
And
For rightful reasons, of course.
he stands up and the kid just like freaks out and screams and runs out of the room. And then the person watching them, he goes, "Dude, what the fuck's your problem?" to that guy because he stood up, and it was just the worst experience ever. That was pretty much the recap of it.
The quote is so good where the guy was like, "You don't know what I have to deal with.
Yeah, right.
Like, I get this one day,
It's like
and
what
you
the
blew
fuck?
it." Right.
All right, so
Fucking wild.
we were talking about confrontations and
right,
Danny.
Right, yeah. So I happened to get into an altercation after that. God damn it. I if you know me, if you know anything about me, I really like breakfast. Like breakfast is like
Oh, I love
is
breakfast
like
too.
I don't like to be fucked with until I have my breakfast.
Right.
So I left work. I left to work pretty early.
Yeah.
Like
Stop crinkling that.
sorry, you're right. Yeah.
Just fucking
I
sucks, dude.
left my house to get to work like early than I usually do, so I had some time to kill. I was like, what? I'm gonna get some coffee, maybe
Isn't it nice
donuts.
doing that?
Yeah, like
Good
it is
feeling.
nice. Every once in a while, it's pretty nice. And I woke up like refreshed and all that kind of stuff. So
I like the mornings in general where you start off fast so that like
Yes.
things get going real quick.
oh
you
yeah,
know?
it's great. Yeah, no, I feel like if you have a nice fast morning, like the whole day goes fast.
If you have time to
And
stop
if you're
at
at work,
Wawa,
that's great.
if you have time to stop at Wawa and like literally just like chill and not like rush
Oh
it.
my God,
and
I
you can
love
just
it.
grab a coffee and like eat something.
It's great. I mean, but sometimes you don't want to get up that early. You know?
No.
But anyway,
So I'm like, okay, where am I gonna go? And I was like kind of close to work, and I see this place called Doughnut. Have you ever been there?
I've been to Doughnut, yeah.
This is my first time. I'm probably
That's like a
never going
donut
back.
place only though.
Yeah, no, they had coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
but
I'm
like big time donut place, like icing and shit, like all fresh made.
I had
Yeah,
no
they're
idea.
really good.
I had no idea. I was like, okay, Doughnut. I'll just get a couple donuts, coffee, and then I'm good. So I get there, and I'm there probably at like 6:45 ish. That's a time to be fucking open if you're breakfast to me.
right.
They're not open yet. They're open at like 7. So I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. I wait. I'm just because now I'm like kind of getting like annoyed, I guess, or a little or whatever, because like I feel like I did my part to get up early to get here, and you're not even fucking open. Great. And so I wait. They finally open. Okay. This fucking god damn it. As I'm waiting, this white family walks in. And it's important that they're white because like only white people fucking do this bullshit. So I walk in, and it's like a mom and 3 kids, one really fat obese fucking little girl too, which is like not important, but it's like, come on, what are you doing, Doughnut?
Some
when your
context,
kid's that
right?
fat? Yeah.
Right.
And so It's like 10 minutes. These people are like at the counter for like 10 fucking minutes. And by the way, I don't know that they're like custom made donuts. I thought like you could just walk in, grab 2 hot coffee and leave. Nope, not at all. That's like, it's more of a dessert place, to be honest, not really breakfast.
That's what I was going to say before we even got into it. It's kind of your fault there.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like going to Krispy Kreme in the morning and being like, why aren't they open earlier? It's like, because that's like more, it's not really
they're open at like 5 a.m., man. Krispy Kreme? Oh,
really?
Yeah. That's no,
Right,
no, because like what I like, they like literally make the batter in front of you and then they fry the fucking thing.
All right, better example. It's like going to an ice cream shop and being like, oh, like I want
coffee. Yeah, no, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
no,
it's supposed to be a late night thing.
Yeah, right. So, but I have no idea. I don't know any of this shit. So, it's like 10 minutes, and I'm patient. I don't say nothing. I'm like, okay, whatever, because I still don't even know what's going on. Like how the fuck I'm gonna order this shit? It's like you gotta get the fucking icing, then the drizzle, then the toppings, and it's like, oh my god, what the fuck? So 15 minutes go by, and I'm like, okay, this is getting crazy. Like, and these fucking kids have not decided.
What time do you have work?
I have work. So it's 7. So I start at like 8.
Oh,
so I have time in that regard, but it's like I wanted to get there, go. I have the key to the place, so I can start my work early. So then it's like 15 minutes later, I'm like, this is getting crazy. And then the mom turns around to me and she says, oh, hi, we're going to be a while. What? 15 minutes into these motherfuckers even ordering. And then I'm like waiting for this follow-up response of, hey, we're going to be a while so you can go ahead. Right?
Right.
Never happens. She just literally turned around to me and said, hey, we're going to be a while. So I said, ma'am, it's been a while. Like, can you decide? I just want 2 fucking donuts to get out of here. And she's like, well, we were here first, and like we're ordering. I'm sure it won't be too much longer. But by the way, like I didn't start this conversation, so that's why I feel empowered to say something.
Mm-hmm. Right.
She came to me and said, we're gonna be a while, and then not even offer to let me go first.
Right.
So I'm like, ma'am, it's been a while. Like how much longer do you think? And she's like, they must be there soon. Another 10 minutes. So 25 fucking minutes in line. And I should have just walked out, but I was like, you know what, I'm here now, and then this fucking bitch. So finally they order like their retarded fucking donuts, and then they like sprinkles and fucking ducks and shit. I don't even know what the hell like that you can get on these dumb things.
They're really fucking good.
And then finally I go up there like, yeah, can I get 2 donuts and a coffee? Like that's all I wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was so pissed off. And then the lady's giving me fucking like the eye of death the whole time. I'm like, what do you want from me? Like you're the one that fucked up. You did this.
What kind of donuts do you get?
Fucking strawberry and chocolate. But
was it good?
Yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah, they're good donuts.
No, they're really good.
They're
but
good.
I'm never going back because.
So what did they order that took so long?
Like
was it like a party's worth of donuts?
It was like I think it was like a dozen, but like. They just would not decide on which each like.
So they wouldn't like go ahead and they just had to.
She turned around and said, "We're gonna be a while, 15 minutes in."
So I would like it cooked half.
And it's like, why even tell me that? Why tell me that? What are you trying to look for here?
I'm so glad.
Like, think about it. No, seriously, think about it. I'm not even kidding right now. If you were waiting for me in front of a line and I turned around and I said, "It's gonna be a while," what would you say?
You would say, "Go ahead." Yeah, if you knew that your order was going to take super long.
Oh,
I mean, like
you mean
maybe
if you said
until
it to
like
me?
Yeah, right. Like, no, I'm serious. I'm being serious.
Like if he said that to you, what would you say? What would your response be? Like
That's it. But I'd never followed up with, like, go ahead.
Hey, it's gonna be a while.
I would have said I was going to say I'm glad he said what he did, which is
Yeah.
it's already been a while.
It's been a while already.
I would have been like,
these are
it's already
donuts,
been a
man.
while.
We're not
Like,
going to. It's not your wedding cake. Come on, let's go.
No,
I would
I would
have already
probably
been like, hey, it's already been a while. I just want 2 donuts.
Yeah, right. I just want 2 donuts
That's
and
all I
coffee.
want.
No, I'd probably just say, so I can go ahead of you, and then just waited for her response.
It's unbelievable.
So is it cool if I order first?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
is
Like,
it
when,
okay
why
if I
say anything? Why
take
say anything to me?
I don't know.
And then also, so that happened. I was already pissed off. Whatever. Then I went to Yum Yum Donuts yesterday,
They're good.
which is pretty good. Again, I just wanted to stop. I'm never getting donuts again because I keep running into this shit. This old lady, like, okay, Yum Yum especially. Now I know Yum Yum. That's quick. That's like
Yeah, they're not like
they're
they're pre-made.
ready.
They're
they're not as good as
ready to
Krispy
go.
Kreme. They're like a
No,
little,
but
little
they're good.
under.
I
Yeah,
like
they're
them.
good.
Yeah, I
They're
enjoy
good.
them.
Yes.
This old lady does not know what she wants. Now, and so like to give you an example of how dumb this is, it's me,
Keep slamming
her,
the table, yeah.
me, her, and then this other guy. So you have time to look at the donuts that they have at the fucking thing right behind you. And when she gets up to the counter, another 10 minutes.
Dude, what?
I mean, what's going on here? Like, this COVID is making everybody fucking stupid.
I don't know.
Can't order anything.
I think in general, older people just have no sense of urgency.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Yeah, no, they have
most
none.
of the time,
No.
anything they're doing is in no rush.
I have a great
because
comparison for
They're
that.
already on death's door.
This is
Fuck
like
it.
their whole day.
Yeah, right. This is their whole day. Like, you know what? All I got to do today is get fucking donuts.
Right.
So I might as well enjoy it.
I left the house this morning and I got some donuts.
donut.
I just wanted
Right.
some donuts.
I have a good comparison for that. He said no sense of urgency. So you'd think, okay, when you go golfing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get a cart. Great, right?
Right.
Great, driving the cart, fun
Yep.
time. You
Mm-hmm.
go over the bumps, drive through the grass, good time. Then there's the people walking, right? And you're always like, fuck these walkers, dude. I have to like wait so long for these walkers to get through so I can hit my ball, or else you're gonna nail them in the head and they're gonna
Oh,
die.
yeah, we were talking about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So you'd think, okay, the walkers, they're probably like, what age would you think the walkers are?
Pretty old.
Yeah.
See, now that we talked about that, obviously you're gonna say pretty
Yeah,
old, but like
yeah.
normally you'd think, okay,
People walking around on the
Someone-
golf course are like well enough to just casually do
someone
so.
walking 4 hours, 18 holes, like you'd think is gonna be someone middle aged or younger trying to get a little workout in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I
what you'd
agree with
normally think logically.
that. Yeah.
And then it's just all these fucking old people who take their time, and if I hit my ball, they only hit the ball, 150 yards on their drive, 200
I
yards
gotta
on their
walk
drive.
all the
I'm
way
hitting
up
mine
and get it.
275 on my drive, so that means I have to wait. Like, even if it's a par 4 and like they're closer to the green, I can't hit unless they're on the green because like
Right.
I have a chance of hitting them in the fucking head and killing them.
Right.
Right.
And if a light hit, they're probably dead. So
Oh yeah, they're gone.
so yeah, like I went golfing at like 4:30 the other day. It should take like 2.5, 3 hours for like two people to golf, 18 holes. We got out of there at like I think 7:50. So it was long time.
For two people, that's really
Yeah, it
long.
was like 3 hours and 45 minutes. I think the whole thing, like from when we started, it was like 4:20, 4:10. We started.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's like so frustrating when you're trying to like just get through all the holes.
I was just thinking of like, imagine you can always find the example of someone who's like lacking a sense of urgency, but imagine someone who had like an overexcited sense of urgency.
Hit the ball.
Just like,
Yeah, right.
just like, someone-
Oh, nice.
like how,
wow.
many, how many people do you know are just like legit always in a rush, like all the time?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
New
know a couple
Yorkers,
people.
like-
Not many, but
Really?
a
Oh
couple.
yeah.
Those people
yeah.
are insane.
They're
Oh, it's
fucking
wild.
ridiculous.
Like that's what New York is. Everybody over there is in a fucking rush.
Yeah.
Also, I have another story for you that I just remembered. When I first started this job, there was this deli, like not too, and it's not really an altercation, but it just reminded me of breakfast food. So there's this deli like pretty close to where I work. So I got there and I'm like, okay, let me get a sandwich, like a bacon, egg, and cheese on a Kaiser roll.
It's a good choice.
Now look, yeah, no, I know it's great. It's a great choice. I am shocked to see what happens next is shocking to me. The guy says, "Yeah, great, sure." Turns around, takes out a Tupperware full of the egg, beaten already, and sticks it into the fucking microwave right in front of me.
No way.
Now let me ask you something. Seriously, how easy is it to fucking cook an egg?
Very.
Like
I mean,
minutes,
it could
minutes.
It's
could
one
it
of-
be hard? Like
It's one of the easiest things that you can learn how to cook on a in a
I mean,
pan.
that's what you start with is eggs,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's the easiest thing on earth. So you're telling me you run a business and you're gonna fucking and right in
Microwave
front of
the
me
egg.
too. It's not like he goes around and then like puts it in like the microwave in the back. It's like right in front of me, and I'm like, what the hell? So as he's making, it, I'm like, I'm not fucking taking this shit. And so I'm like,
Really?
yeah. I was like, yeah, you got any hot sauce or something? He's like, yeah, I do. I got some in the bag. When he goes around, I fucking left.
Wow.
Okay, what? I'm gonna eat that
Disappears.
bullshit?
I would
Yeah,
definitely.
the guy goes.
Yeah.
Danny's running out of
Wow,
I'm like,
that's
I'm not-
savage. You made him waste all of his stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. And then he was gonna microwave the bacon too. You know what? Fuck you.
How did, wait,
Disgusting.
really? You knew he was going to microwave the bacon?
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fucked up.
crazy, man.
I have a good food topic now.
Fucking disgusting.
Well, let me first just say that I've had microwave bacon. It's fine. My grandparents used to only microwave
You have to
bacon.
do it the right way though, right? You have to put paper towels in between or
Well,
some shit.
they actually had like a plate that would have a big rack in the middle that would stand up with like a bunch of different legs
Yeah,
that
I've
came
seen
out
that.
like a big
Yep.
antenna, and they drape over the slabs of bacon.
Right.
That was fine. I mean, mind you,
No,
I was
yeah, that's
really
great.
young when I ate it,
No,
so
I
I
don't
don't really
do microwave
know.
bacon.
the
No, that's
comparison
great and
now,
all. That's fine, but
but-
that's a home cooked thing.
right?
Like, so if you're too lazy if you run a restaurant
If it's a restaurant, you're
and
right.
you're too lazy to fucking cook an egg,
right.
there's no guarantees that fucking microwave's clean. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good
I mean,
point.
it is a microwave, but
Still, how many things you microwaves a day? A lot.
Yeah,
all,
exactly.
all the eggs and
All
bacon.
those fucking eggs and bacon.
And
in
they don't
there?
have cleans that
Plus,
shit.
he's microwaving the Tupperware. Like, can you microwave Tupperware?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mostly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Most Tupperware.
All right, so my thing, I got a cheesesteak the other day at D'Alessandro's. You ever been there? So very well known place. Apparently everyone loves it. So I went and I came back to work the next day, and I went up to a couple of my friends there, and I said, "Hey guys, I had D'Alessandro's. It was pretty good. I think Steve's is way better." And one of the guys goes, "Oh, did you get a cheesesteak or a chicken cheesesteak?" I'm like, "The fuck, dude?" I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" And he's like, what? I'm like, that's not like if I went to D'Alessandro's, I'm gonna get, and my first time I'm getting a cheesesteak. Like, you know, I'm not a vegetarian.
Right.
Or chicken's not vegetarian either, but whatever. you know I eat meat. Like, you know I eat steak.
Right.
So, because I've been with him at a cheesesteak place before. So I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? He's like, what? I'm like, you think a chicken cheesesteak's a cheesesteak? He's like, yeah. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not a real cheesesteak.
He word for word, you think a chicken cheesesteak is a cheesesteak? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to Jeremy, my manager, and I'm like, Jer, is a chicken cheesesteak a cheesesteak? Like a real cheesesteak? He's like,
No.
He's like, I like them, but I'm afraid to say no, Troy. He's like, that's just some chicken.
Oh no, they're good. But
He's
they're
like,
not
that's yeah.
a
He's like,
cheesesteak.
that's just some chicken on a roll, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, if you're going to Philly, if you're in PA, you're in Philly, and you're getting a cheesesteak, you better be getting a real fucking cheesesteak. Like,
Yeah.
if you're comparing
It's in the
places,
name, you idiot. Cheese steak.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
fucking cheese chicken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
if you're comparing something, you can't get a chicken cheesesteak.
Right.
The reason the chicken's in the front is because they're like, oh, the cheesesteak, like, good idea. Let me put some chicken on
Right.
there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So I had Steve's and D'Alessandro's. Steve's way better, but good.
I've never had a plain chicken cheesesteak. I've only ever gotten a buffalo chicken cheesesteak.
Yeah.
And they're usually pretty good,
Yeah.
although some
I like
people
'em.
really know how to fuck it up. I'll tell you that.
Really.
Yeah. And I can't tell if it's solely just a sauce thing
It's a
or if
sauce
it's an
thing.
application of sauce
Yes.
thing.
Yes. Sorry.
So it's
Yes.
one thing if the sauce is like, all right. You're like, all right, I can still finish eating this. But when they put on so much sauce that every single bite, you have hot sauce dripping down the bread, dripping down your hand. It just, what are you doing? It's like,
Right.
can't you just try and figure out a way to just appropriately apply this sauce so that it's not a complete and total disaster when I'm done with it?
That's what I like about.
This is what they got to do. I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you the recipe right here. You cook the chicken with the buffalo sauce, right?
Right.
And so that way it's like integrated into the chicken.
Right.
And then you put some on the top. That's it.
Just a little.
Yeah.
And then you have your cheese on the bread.
Yeah, just a little.
It's
Yeah.
funny you guys say that. So like application of cheese is also a big one.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So dude, D'Alessandro's, it's like, all right, I got extra meat, extra cheese. I always do that. Every place I go usually. This thing was overflowing with meat. Like it was like, so normally you'd think, okay, it's fat, like there's steaks like fat on it. This thing, like the steak was on the sides of the top of the roll. Like it was just
Damn.
like
Just,
a
like,
layer of
covering
meat.
over it.
So you couldn't, if you look down on the top of the roll, like, you don't see roll, you see
Yeah,
meat.
right.
Holy
You see me.
shit.
I'm like,
Right.
what the fuck? So then I got extra provolone. I like provolone. Whiz is also good, so don't roast me if you say, oh, you didn't get cheese. I get both. I've gotten both before. And like the cheese was all in the middle. It was like a tube of cheese, and like you could like take out the
Wow.
piece of cheese. Like
It wasn't melted.
it wasn't melted like enough. Like it was melted, and then like it wasn't perfect.
That's embarrassing.
So
That's like
Steve's-
literally a meal ruiner.
Yeah.
And then when you go to Steve's, like one thing that's great about them, since they have sliced meat, I feel like it's way better to apply cheese on sliced meat, because if you're doing whiz, you can just like, fold it over, and then the meat's all laid out nice, and you just drizzle it on the side, and then
Yeah.
it will, every bite, if you do a sideways bite, you're gonna get cheese, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not gonna be uneven where if you bite the top or something, you won't get it. It's gonna be, you should always be eating a cheese stick from the side,
Yeah,
right?
and the thing with the way with cheese anyway, they should always have the steak on the grill and melt the cheese on while it's on there. There doesn't need to be any type of like additional step
Yeah.
unless this is a whiz. If it's a Prove whiz or American whiz or
Prove
regular
they do
whiz.
differently. Prove they do they put the cheese on top of the meat when they're doing it,
Yeah.
and then they do the lid on top of the.
But you know,
And
the
then
best
melt
way.
it in. Yeah. But,
Jim's
like,
does it the best in my opinion.
What do they
which is
do?
They ladle the cheese on the bread. So like you have the bread spread out, they toast it a little bit. Ladle the cheese, spread it on the bread. Then
They
put the
spread
meat,
it, though.
and Then they spread.
They
it
don't
on
just
the
put it
bread.
on the bottom. Like
no,
they
no, no,
okay,
They spread
okay.
it. They spread it on the bread, and then when they put the meat in, then they put more on top. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, I like how Steve's does. I think like opening up the side of it because it's sliced.
Oh yeah,
meat,
no, Steve's does it
Yeah.
great.
and then just ladling on.
Every
the
bite
side.
needs to have
Yeah.
cheese on it.
Yeah.
Yes,
I hate biting in. There's the dry spot.
exactly. If you have a dry spot, I mean, honestly, Steve's steak is so good though. Like the meat is so good.
Oh, it's
quality
great.
They
that you
also-
can bite it in and not complain. But like,
Yeah.
I'd rather have a nice
I was
bite
gonna
of
say
cheese.
I've always gotten whiz there, so like I've never had a dry spot.
I've
ever.
also me neither.
They're-
No, and I always get
their
whiz.
whiz is good shit,
It's just
too.
yeah, I can't not get it.
Is whiz just cheddar cheese melted?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think it's like its own like
cheese
weird
whiz.
like it's like
Yeah.
it's like its own
Yeah,
shitty version of cheese. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But yeah, I think Steve's is by far and beyond the best cheesesteak place.
It's
in,
just so
in
good,
Philly.
man.
Yeah.
Quality of meat.
People keep telling me other places, and every time I go to get a slight like chopped meat, I don't think anything compares. I think I used to love chopped. I think sliced meat shows the quality. Like
Yeah.
you can see they can't. You
Chopping.
can't fuck like. They have to actually cook that shit. You can't
Right.
just chop it up and fucking lay it out on a
Right.
big grill. Like you have to individually cook those slices.
Yeah.
So I think it brings out the quality
I'm
more.
not a fucking dog. I don't want to fucking chop meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, wait,
Yeah.
I'll chew it myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you can fucking
We
keep
need-
it sliced.
What we need to do is we need to find a place that also does slice that's not Steve's.
Well, Geno's does, but it's
Plus,
good, just not as
Geno's is good, but also I don't feel like driving all the way down to the middle of Philly to try and grab a cheesesteak. I mean, like, we just need to find a place that'll have sliced cheesesteaks that's not Steve's.
Yeah.
Somewhere that's not all the way down the middle of the city.
Yo, imagine going to a restaurant asking for like a medium steak or something, and they come out, it's just like a plate of like chopped up fucking meat.
Oh
yeah, dude, that'd be nuts.
Fucking eat like a dog.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
And the thing with the dry spots is, like, I feel like at places where I have had dry spots, you have to ask for extra cheese in order to fill those dry spots, which you shouldn't have to do.
No. Yeah, no. You got to spread it on the fucking bread. I'm telling you, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim's and Steve's seem like they do a good job. We went to
also
Jim's.
Joe's. I think Joe's. No, I think I've had some dry spots at Joe's.
Yeah, I've had to. And their meat is not flavorful. Like, they don't have like savory meat. It's just
was it sliced there?
No, chopped.
Really?
Yeah,
at Joe's. Damn.
It might be a mix. It might be like very.
I can't remember.
It might be small pieces, like small. It might be small sliced. Like, it's not as big as Steve's. They're like little like pieces of it. I don't know. I forget. It's like a mix of both. But Joe's is. I don't think Joe's has a lot of flavor. Like, I don't.
The meat itself does not.
Yeah, it's like no flavor. It's just like they put it on and didn't do anything to it.
You need to season it, salt, pepper.
But not too not too much. Yeah, you don't want it where you can taste the salt and pepper.
Yeah, right. No, you don't.
It just has to have a little juicy taste.
Yeah. That salt brings out the extra juice,
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And some places just don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. I have a question. Have either of you ever straight up lost your phone? Like, I'm not talking like misplaced in your house, you can't find your room, you're like, I can't find my phone. Not like you can't find your phone being the difference between like knowing that it's still around and having lost your phone being like, oh, that shit's gone.
I left at a movie theater one time and it was gone when I went back. Yeah.
How long ago was that? Like forever ago?
Yeah, when it was flip like phones. Yeah,
gotcha.
and then I was playing golf like last weekend, and I dropped it in the middle of the course, like in the middle of the par 5.
Wow.
And then thank God Brett has Find My iPhone for me, so he has like my location already. So we like weren't around and waited for it to update, and then found it in the middle of the grass.
Nice.
Middle of the fucking grass, dude.
This just happened to me like yesterday. So I had lost my phone. So what happened was, like, I was sitting. We had taken 2 cars down to the beach, and I was sitting in one when I was eating my food. I had my phone there, and that car was going home, not staying later. So I went with the car that stayed later. And apparently, in that like transition, I had forgotten my phone in the car. Now I didn't realize this until we had already gotten to the like location where we had stayed, which is like probably like 15 minutes away from the Wawa we were at. And so I get there and I immediately like get out of the car and I feel my pockets and I'm like, shit. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure my phone is back in the other car. No big deal. And so I called the other car and I was like, hey, can you like check the back seat? And they did like a quick search, for like, because both people were in the front. So like one person couldn't really like go back and really look. But they did a quick search and they couldn't find it. And I was like, Now, mind you, I'm someone who doesn't usually place things on top of my car or any car when I'm like going or placing things down to do something else.
Car?
No, thank God. So mind you, I've done that before with this. I put this on the back of Seth's Honda.
And didn't fall off.
It was face down. So all the rubber sides were facing the bottom, and he drove from his house to here and it stayed on the back.
Yep.
He
doesn't drive slow.
Car, just like took it off.
He doesn't drive slow.
Pretty crazy. Extremely lucky. So in this case, I just was like, oh crap, they can't find it. It's gone. I was thinking, I'm like, maybe is it possible I put it on top of a car while I was taking my backpack out of the trunk? I'm like, it could be at Wawa. It's probably gone. So like this horrible feeling of just like, my phone's gone.
Yeah.
Like think about all of the
my
shit.
day turned to shitty. That's
all
pretty much
of the
how it
shit
is.
I had to do now that my phone was lost was like building up in my head. I'm like, fuck. We got to get a new SIM card. We got to get a new phone. We got to re-download, make sure I can get like contacts back if that's possible. I don't even know if that's possible when you've lost your SIM card. So I'm like, all of this is like going through my head. I mean, like if I back it up, I'm sure I have all of that. I haven't done that yet, but now I'm going to. And so I'm going through like this horrible hour and a half of just being like, fuck. Because the first 30 minutes of realizing it was gone, I'm like, it's in the other car.
Right.
I get a call back. They're like, yeah, we can't find it. And that was just like downhill from there. Just like,
my day sucks.
Fuck. So eventually I get a call from them later because they got home and they did like a thorough search and they're like, we got your phone. And I was like,
oof.
Woo! Yeah. I was just like all the relief had left. I'm like, thank God. Because I was just thinking like, just the amount of shit you have to do if you lose your phone.
Oh, it's fucked.
I mean, sure, you have to buy a new one, which is a huge like front cost.
Yeah.
But B, if you don't have literally everything backed up, photos, contacts, app data, any of that shit that you had saved, gone.
Isn't it
gone.
It's crazy that like I have like 10,000 photos on my phone. That's probably the last like 4 years of like just memories and shit.
Yeah.
Imagine if I just like lost all that. Like that would suck so
Yeah,
much.
like-
Like people back in the day, they have like actual printout pictures. It's like
Right.
if I lost my phone with all my pictures on it, what am I showing people like when I'm older? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
It's a weird. I always think about that.
It's
a weird
terrible.
thing. By the way, Sam, your hair looks really good, dude.
Thank you.
You see how it has like a little long in the back, dude? Is he starting to get a little flow?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
But yeah. So it was just pretty nuts. I was like, it made me realize that like you should either A, figure out a way to track this, which I'm almost certain that Android has like a viable option for tracking it.
I would just get Tile, dude. Tile's awesome.
That's what the other backup is, like the tracking tiles.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those.
Yeah.
The worst part of the whole thing was like I was like, oh, I can like sign in with my Gmail and like do that tracker thing because they have that set up. Gmail obviously has two-factor authentication. You can't do that without your fucking phone.
Oh,
It's the biggest cucking. It happened to me the last time I lost my phone, where like I was like, oh, I can just search for it, no big deal. It's probably the time where I left it on the car. I was like, oh, I'll just search for it. I'm like, let me just sign into Google, and then as I'm like typing in my password, I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to do this.
Sam,
Like,
I'm
hit enter.
stupid.
Right. I'm an idiot. So like I hit enter and it's like two-factor authentication. I'm like,
Yeah, why do you think I'm tracking my phone? You
right,
fucking idiot?
exactly.
Because I have it
They
on
shouldn't
me.
even let you do that. Like it
No.
should be unless there's a authenticator you can put down on your computer.
Right. There should be some type of like
There probably
local
is a
saving.
Google authenticator online. That you
I don't
can
think
get.
so.
No?
There's an app, but like.
Well, yeah, that's
An app that's
an
on the
your
phone.
fucking
Exactly.
dude.
Yeah.
It's such it's so ridiculous. I mean, it's good that it's safe and all, but like, what if you lose the thing that you authenticate with?
Right.
What's the backup?
Right.
Like, they could maybe send a confirmation email to an email that also has two-factor authentication. Like,
No, it's crazy how much like I mean we like can we survive without our phones anymore?
No.
Like literally like I mean and when I say survive I mean like everything just you need a phone for everything like
Communication, friendships. I mean, work.
I mean, like, it's not impossible to talk to people without your phone. I find like
What am I gonna do? Send you a mail, a letter? Hey Sam, can I come
no,
over?
the computer. I just meant like
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
but that's part of the
yeah, you got the
technology.
computer but
Yeah.
it's just like
I went,
goddamn.
obviously. So I got to this friend of a friend's house when we were hanging out there at the beach, and I didn't have my phone this whole time. And I don't know if you guys know me pretty well. I'm not like super addicted to my phone. I like to have it, and I like to be able to like access things at times. But I'm not typically sitting there like scrolling on social media, none of that bullshit.
Yeah,
I
me
feel like
neither.
use it more for like quick information, like
Always.
to look up
That's
shit.
almost always. It's just me
Yeah.
googling something like out of the blue.
Yeah.
So like I sat there for we were probably there for like 4.5 hours, maybe a little less. And the part of me that didn't ever cross my mind where I was like, shit, I want to like scroll something or I want to like do this little thing on my phone. I was just like, no, this is fine. Totally fine. I just want to make sure I have my phone. That
Right.
was it.
Yeah,
You know, I'm not like addicted to it in that sense, like social media and shit.
I'm addicted.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, like some of these motherfuckers, like they should be hanging shot because like this is retarded.
What do you mean? Like addiction to their phone?
No, it's like I mean, if you're taking a selfie, if you're stopping the whole fucking like shebang, whatever's going on,
Right.
take a selfie to fucking like check your hair or something with your phone. Go fuck yourself.
See, but
I want nothing to do
I
with
think
you.
something's changed for me. I think the reason I'm not as addicted to my phone in the last like 2 weeks probably. I think one.
I was gonna say you better preface this real
No,
well.
no,
so I think I know where
I
it's
think you'll
going.
understand this. I think when you start talking to someone, like not just like you know what I mean, right? When you start talking to a girl, right? You really stop caring about like a lot of the shit. From,
Any
like,
of the other shit, yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's why I haven't used my phone as much. So that's like maybe that's another thing for a lot of
Wait,
people.
what are you saying? I'm not even following.
He was saying that like when you start talking to a girl and you're like starting a relationship with someone,
Yeah.
that like at a certain point you're just like, oh, if they're not talking to me, I don't really care. Just toss the phone aside because either you're with them and you're not even using the phone.
Yeah,
or
exactly. Like
you're
I
just-
just use my phone less because like
I
the
see.
only time I'm using it really is either talk to that person or talk to my friends.
Right. Once
And
you
like
have
sometimes,
pussy, you don't need to
and I
do
don't really go on
that.
Instagram because I don't give a shit what's going on in other people's lives really.
Right.
Like all I care about is my close friends and like that person.
some celebrities, yeah.
Yeah. Some celebrities like I'll watch like basketball and that kind of shit,
Right.
and then like I'll watch highlights on my phone. But I feel like I'm not using my phone as much because of that. You know what I mean? So I think that's
Yeah, I realized that too. I was actually in that car ride that I was like with everyone else in. Two of those people I've been dating for like a very long time, and I'd realized like I wasn't like actively like paying attention, but I noticed like at a certain point through the car, and I'm like they're like hardly on their phone at all.
Yeah,
I was like
because
thinking, like they have no one else that they want to talk to. They're just like,
Yeah.
hey, my partner's right here. That's all that matters.
I feel like
You
I
don't
feel like
need to
people
be
who use social
texting
media a lot
anyone
are
else.
looking for someone to talk to in most cases.
You think, or
Right.
I don't know if they're looking, but they just
care
don't
and
have that.
Yes, and they care about what's going on with people's lives.
It's like
so.
it's like such a social balance now. Like
Yeah.
like two of my roommates, take a while to guess who, like they're always on their fucking phone with social media.
Of course,
and shit.
yeah.
And
Right.
it's like, what are you doing? Like,
And
you're
guess what?
Not even living like you're living an artificial life.
And neither of them have like serious relationships.
Serious girlfriends.
Yeah. And I know one of them, she like literally just got into a relationship, and then the other one
So
has been for a little bit longer.
F
but-
just got one.
no, F has had one for like a little while.
They've been
probably
talking,
2
but-
months.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
And then
yeah, but
B,
like
and then B just got into one like a day ago.
dude, they have like different girls. I mean, not
All the
only a dick,
time,
but
all the
Hey,
time. I'm
hey,
telling
I know
you.
it sucks to say that, but
I
like
was gonna say, I mean, like it's one thing if they're just doing it for like a one night stand kind of thing.
yeah, they're looking for something serious.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
but I feel like it's it's
They're testing
important to be
the
able to
waters.
like exactly test the waters and try.
And
their options.
this sounds like we're shitting on them.
No,
No,
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
I just don't get it. Is my point. Like I'm such an old fashioned person.
I think it's because you
at the end
guys
of
are
the
getting
day.
like I think they have the fear of like they're getting older. They want to find someone like faster.
guess
so
so.
they go through people faster.
They're playing the
until
numbers game.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
like I've heard of. I just don't follow it myself. I just like can't. It seems like a whole lot of constant effort for something that like you don't even know is going to pan out right.
Yeah, and a
Like,
lot of
I
times,
like-
and
I like
most of the
to
time it won't.
only-
So that means you're like being like you're doing a lot for a woman who you're
Right.
not actually gonna be
Not
with.
that it's like an efficiency thing in my mind, but it just seems like a lot of wasted effort if there's like you don't see the potential right away.
Right.
Like if things
Exactly, I
don't click
agree.
right away, I'm not going to force
agree.
them to click.
How many girlfriends have I had? You know, like
Right. Exactly.
I've had 3 total, and like 2 serious ones. You know?
Right. And so, you get to a point where it's just like, why go through all of that just for it to be like 1 month and you'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
actually things didn't work out. And the whole time you really are like forcing them to work out. And that's kind of the only reason it lasted a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Yep,
think
I know
after
exactly what
your
you
first like really long relationship, usually you learn that from that, and like
You learn a
you
lot.
know what you
Yeah.
like want from someone,
Yeah.
and like what you can give.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after, if you like, for them it sounds totally different though. Like they've never had that, maybe that one long relationship. Like do you know of them having like a serious like, long
I
term
don't
relationship?
know. From like looking outside in, like it seems like
Have they ever had a relationship over a year? Frank or Brett?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they've ever had that. So
I don't think so.
maybe they just
But
haven't
I
got
could be
the-
wrong, but I mean, it's like, and that's the thing. It's like it seems like all this shit is like so artificial nowadays. We're like, just so like.
I kind of see what you're saying. And I think it's just because people under the age of probably, I don't know, 26, 27, all of those people kind of either rely on or are super comfortable with online dating apps.
Right.
And I think a lot of that just kind of feeds into that whole like quick pick me up kind of thing where they're
Yeah.
like, hey, blah, blah, blah. They shoot the text, they act like everything's super cool and they're like already friends. Maybe they're just like, acting nice,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it is.
yep,
But
right,
like,
yeah.
they're looking to fuck that night kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is like so not real. That's not how a real relationship works
no.
at all.
And if you want to fuck, like fuck, I don't care. But,
Right, exactly. That's
Well, that's how they're meeting their girls, right? Almost every time.
I don't think so. Like I don't think it's like a fucking thing. Like
No, I'm saying they're meeting them on dating apps.
like through
Oh
dating
yeah,
apps.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Hinge and stuff. Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. Like, like right behind our house, there's a black bar. I'm telling you, when and dog thick black
Thick
girls are going to
ladies,
that.
nice.
You could fuck. Like I could go in there and fuck.
Really?
You understand me? And like, yeah, that's fine and all. But like, but the process of like going on Hinge, I think that's like the one they're using right now. Hinge and like fucking my bio, and this is what I'm.
They definitely
interested
talk about like
It's
their
like,
profiles
oh
and
my
shit,
God,
right?
dude, it's
Dude, my Hinge
horrible.
account.
Oh my god.
You know what I want to do when I fucking hear them talk about it? I want to shoot myself in the fucking dick.
I think
you know what, this is not even.
I
worth
think
it.
dating apps are great in the sense of like, obviously during COVID and shit. And I mean, not during COVID, but like these times where less people are interacting like in person. They're great if you're not looking for anything serious. Like, I feel like if you're actually
right.
someone who's like a wholesome person who doesn't
Right.
want who wants a very serious relationship, do not go on them. Like,
No, you'll just find that person.
maybe
will just
maybe
find
a
that
rare
person.
occasion it happens, but I'd say 98% of the time it won't pan out. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Think about it
Exactly.
like this. This is how I like to look at it. Most likely, the person that like you're gonna like fall in love with and be with, like your soulmate, you're gonna run into them just doing whatever the fuck you feel like doing.
Precisely.
Because
Or-
they're doing it too.
or running
right?
into
So,
them
like
by accident. Yeah.
by accident, it's gonna be like a weird thing. And that's why like the dating app thing is so bizarre to me.
I
because
agree.
it's like
Friend of
like,
a friend.
What are we like I like dogs, so why do I have to like? that was a bad example, I guess. But like I
get what you mean.
For me, like I would say, like I like comic books or something. I'm probably gonna run into you in a fucking comic book convention or a store or something.
Right.
Like we don't need to go through this middleman to like figure that out.
Or some cringy pickup line that's on their bio.
Right.
Yeah,
and it's like,
exactly.
oh my god.
I just
like, I can't do it.
I would rather think about how much better it is to meet someone through a friend of a friend, because you already know that they like the people that you like.
My aunt and uncle, that's how they got married.
Right.
So.
It's just such a good setup. It's similar to like, if
Same
you're
with
doing
my parents,
something
actually.
you enjoy, then and they are enjoying it like too. You have something that's like common there already, and you can like spread from that. But the whole just picking fucking straws out of a dating app is like so ridiculous.
It is.
Like,
It's crazy.
And for guys though, it has in most apps. I don't know how it is for the ones they're using or anything. But usually, like the girl will have to confirm, like you know what I mean. Like they have to confirm you,
right?
Because girls get like hundreds of notifications on them. Like any decently attractive girl, any decently attractive girl with hundreds, a normal guy will have like 5 or 6 at a time.
And that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, at most. Yeah.
Look at me. You think I'm being sold on my fucking looks? No. No,
yeah,
I gotta have a fucking interaction with you before you even fucking talk to me. Look in my direction. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I keep telling them this. I'm like, dude, I am not gonna get on fucking dating app because what am I selling here?
Right.
Like what?
No, I know what you mean. I mean, like I'm someone who's, I wouldn't even say self-conscious in pictures, but I don't like take selfies. I don't take pictures where I'm like trying to make myself look good. That's just not. It doesn't cross my mind. So I don't have like a feed of pictures that I like to like show off to people. Like, oh, look how good I look in this. Like that's just not me.
Right. And I really don't want you to know about my life. If I'm being really honest, whoever the fuck you are, like you don't need to know nothing about me.
You'll find out if I let you know.
Right.
Right.
I just hate it. I really hate this whole thing. And why I hate it so much is because like it feels like that's like the norm to meet somebody or whatever, and it's like, dude,
that's true. It is.
This drives me nuts.
I was gonna say, as someone who's never used a dating app, I don't want to bash it too hard because they'd be like super biased, but at the same time, it's kind of like just the way that people are using it makes it seem like it's so like nonchalant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the people
dude, I've been a dating app user, so yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I've deleted it probably like a couple months ago, so because I was like, this is fucking retarded. Especially during COVID, it was like you can't. I'm not gonna actually meet up with anyone, so there's no point of even having them.
And
I don't feel like wasting my time talking to
just
someone.
Say what
I
it is, which is it's to fuck most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to bang.
It's happened. Don't get me wrong. It's happened. People have found like really serious, strong relationships over Tinder. I promise you, that's not the majority of people.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the majority of people on Tinder. There's probably millions of people on Tinder. Obviously, they don't all have relationships because they're probably on there a lot.
Tinder.
Yeah, they're on
if
Tinder.
If they weren't
all
on
the time.
fucking Tinder, they'd probably have a relationship. You know?
Yeah, it's really rare. I think it's really rare to find someone like that. And there's definitely the people who are like, oh, like I've never been with anyone. I want to be on a dating app, which like I understandable thought, but you're not going to find like a serious thing there. Yeah. Like
most likely,
the person is most likely the person is going to be like, oh yeah, let's hang out. Like
you're right.
Let's do this.
Right. Someone who asked me to hang out right away, it's like, how are you? What? Like, that's so it's so like too trusting. You know what I mean? Where they're like, yeah, I trust you. Let's just meet up and have sex.
I've never met you before. You live 20 minutes away from me. Yeah, let's meet up.
Like you don't even know if my pictures are real, kind of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I hope that people are taking the right precautions.
Yeah.
But
I mean, obviously,
I can promise you that most of the people who are using those apps are just trying to fuck. So you have a mix of guys who are just thirsty, swiping right on every single girl.
Majority guys who are the ones who
are just swiping right on every single girl, and the girls have DMs just full of like starter hit up messages. And then the very few minority of people who are like looking for a legitimate relationship. Imagine how hard it is to find someone else who's doing the exact same thing. Because I wouldn't be surprised if there's girls who are like, who should I swipe right on and have sex with tonight? Because clearly they have tons of options. You know, tons of guys are swiping right. They have the choice is theirs. I know there's an app. Maybe it's Bumble. I'm not too knowledgeable on it, but I know there's an app where the girl has to initiate.
Bumble.
No, it is Bumble. They have to initiate like the conversation, so they have to
so
be
like
the
you
one
can
swiping
match,
and
but if
start
they
with
never
them.
message you, then it doesn't start. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Which honestly is probably a good thing. I think guys go on there just like thirsting for girls, and not to say that girls aren't as thirsty.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree because I think like the culture right now for women, I mean not for everyone obviously, but like attractive women have it very easy in a lot of ways. Like
for sure.
Like it's
attractive
insane.
People have it easy in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you're right. You're
That's
right.
what I was saying. Like look,
but I think women get it a little different attention because of social media and how like I think women are more attached to social media than guys are in general. Obviously, there's guys who are super obsessed with social media.
I was gonna say I feel like that's kind of debatable. I feel like women,
I mean posting and showing off.
I feel like women are more expected to be like.
That's true.
Good on social media. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Like society.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I agree.
Right. They have like higher expectations to be like performing well on the
getting
the
followers,
right.
likes, that kind of
exactly.
shit. Yeah. And again, there's always exceptions. Like, I'm not saying every girl's like that.
Right.
Just for the culture we're in right now of social media, it seems like that's where it directs to.
Yeah.
For Twitch streaming, everything like that,
Oh my gosh.
it's like the girls can just go online. If you're an attractive person, you can make thousands of dollars within your first month of being a streamer.
Yeah.
Just because
I'm not even lying when I say this. If you have like C cups as a woman,
Yeah, show them off a
stream.
little and you'll
I
get donations.
swear to God,
yeah.
just stream. Fucking get a decent VPN and fucking stream.
Yep.
I mean, it's one thing to do it
Like,
for money.
fuck it.
I've heard a lot of like feedback from like female streamers on Twitter. I was reading a Twitter feed that was like literally all about it, and the girls were like really upset that they can't get legitimate followers because all of the guys it's just a bunch of guys in the chat who are like thirsty, trying to like get DMs or trying to
Yeah.
like
The reason-
just donate money and get their attention and
Yeah.
shit like that. But
Yep.
like. The girls are like, hey, I'm trying to like actually play a game, and like although that's maybe
What's the goal of streaming though, in general?
it should be for like that long-term following. You're trying to like build up a
No,
following.
but I'm
for
saying
them,
that following turns into
Oh, well,
money.
you're saying, like,
the
make
reason
money.
the reason for being on Twitch for most people, obviously, there's rich people who just want to do it for
Right,
fun.
right.
But the majority of people on Twitch are there
they
to make
want it
money.
to be their career.
And
yeah, they're having
obviously,
fun
you
entertaining.
can complain and say that, but there's still gonna be people that are gonna be dedicated to your stream.
Right.
I just think it's like it's hard to get that because the community is mainly guys. Like 80%. What is the percentage? Probably 90%, maybe.
I would
even?
guess 80+%.
80+% of the gaming community is males. So
Oh, well, you meant gaming. I
no,
thought you meant
gaming,
Twitch.
gaming in general.
I think it's like 40% women.
Yeah, I was gonna say 40,
Really?
60.
Yeah, it's like pretty up
Maybe
there.
like
There was a
35,
report not
70.
too long ago
PC
that-
gaming, like
65?
you think? I'd say PC gaming. You think 40% are
That's
women?
hard.
That's
PC
Well,
PC
this is the
doubt
thing.
that.
gaming in
This is the
general
thing. Like
is
that
hard
stat
to-
is like
hard.
for people
Really
that like.
hard,
I mean, that's
yeah.
like mobile gaming and shit. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah,
So
no,
it's-
I'm not counting.
it's
Okay,
really hard
fine.
to get a
Twitch,
number.
Twitch viewing, majority 80%.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's
so
go
if
with
80%
that.
of viewers are males, and there's a unique person streaming, which can be a female, because anytime a female streams, that's out of the ordinary. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
That's why people get attracted to them, and that's why people are gonna watch their stream.
Right.
So it's almost like if there was a insane, like if there was a ton of girls on a site, like a social media thing, like let's say Instagram, majority girls are using Instagram, posting on Instagram.
Right.
If there's one guy who is, insanely attractive, there's going to be a ton of girls on his Instagram thing, not
Right.
a ton of guys on it. It's just how
Right.
it works with male and females. Like
Yeah.
they're attracted to each other, majority.
Right.
So I
Right.
think that's why that happens. I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary. But
No,
it's
no,
lucky
it's not.
for females because it's such a good platform to make money.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If I had big tits, I mean, I do have big tits. But like, if I had women's tits, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like, I'd be fucking streaming. Are you kidding me?
Do you guys remember who
Oh, dude.
Casey Tron is?
Yeah, yeah. She
So-
faked everything to be a
Right.
streamer.
Right.
Wait,
So
what happened? Whoa.
Casey Tron is like she was a League of Legends streamer who intentionally played really bad, and like her reactions were always super like eccentric and out of the
Yeah.
blue and wild, like super nuts.
Oh my god, I fucking died.
Yeah,
Like shit
yeah.
like that.
And she's like like 20 deaths in a game kind of thing, just like
fed on purpose.
literally just doing this, I guess, for money because she's getting attention. She did that for a while, and then kind of fell off. She got a fuck ton of flack for it because obviously,
A lot of money,
it's pretty
though.
shit content. So now this is like probably 4 or 5 years after she had stopped doing that, where she's still Twitch streaming. She never stopped.
Normal.
Right. She's always been like this huge progressor of being like, it's really hard to change your dynamics and your viewership from the people who expected that before to like actually giving them content now. So
Yes.
girls who start off like titty streaming, set up all of those followers are just guys that want to come in and look at their tits.
Yeah.
They're not people who are there for the gameplay. So when they
No.
actually are there focused on the gameplay and their camera's like a regular size, there's no one watching. And
There's
they
a good
have
mix
no
for both
viewership.
too, though. There's a good mix for both. Like if you're an attractive person streaming who has a good personality and is good at games,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a shit ton of views. Like Pokimane, I don't think she's attractive at all, but she's someone who a lot of people think is attractive and is good at games and doesn't just like try to be a titty streamer and like
Right.
has a personality, and she gets a shit ton of views. So that's a good example of it.
Yep.
I have a question for you guys. Do you think it would be I don't know what the word for it. Do you think it'd be wrong to have your girlfriend stream for money?
Like a titty streamer?
No, not
To be
titty
a-
streamer. Just
like in general. to
attractive.
stream?
I don't think you have to be a titty streamer to get views. I think attractive girls get views in general.
If
I don't think it's
they-
just
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If
All right.
they enjoyed streaming, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, if you enjoy streaming, like the only thing that'd be like, if I feel like that's a genius move for any guy and girl who have a relationship or married, whatever.
Right.
Bro, just have her stream. You'll make shit ton more money than almost any other place if you're decently attractive. I know it sucks that if you're not gonna get many viewers. It's just
Yeah.
how it is. But it's just like porn.
Yeah,
If you're
that's
not
how it is.
attractive, you're not getting
That's
a lot of
how
money
it
in porn.
But here's my thing about that. like attractive people like don't even understand it though. You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all.
Like you gotta really
They expect it.
You gotta look like me to really like see it. And like the thing is like so that's why I get so pissed off when like my roommates tell me to just make a fucking thing like yeah they're reading your fucking bio. Like no they're not. Are you reading their fucking bio?
So
no.
I think they are right just because they're saying that someone's reading your bio. Sure. But I'm totally on your side of being like it's probably a waste of time.
Like and they're the good-looking guys. You know what? At the
It's
end of the day,
it's not really about that.
They're good-looking guys.
You can get girls that not being a good-looking guy on dating apps.
I agree.
100%.
I
you
would
just might
agree
not get other good-looking girls. It's just
I would agree
possible.
with Troy, but I know what you're saying, and like even if I were to get matches on Tinder, if I made an account and all that shit, I still don't want to go through that whole process of like not really knowing them, only knowing them through text messages, which are hard enough to read through, to read tones through as it is. Like, I don't know, I'm someone who delivers a lot of jokes on sarcasm or like the way I deliver in tone and
like
all
dark
of that.
humor too.
Right. So like if I say something and it just comes up wrong in a text, they're like, that's not funny. And I'm like, well, you didn't read it right. You don't know me. You didn't read it. It's funny, damn it. Yeah. But like, you just don't get that real interaction. It's not organic. It feels non-organic.
And then, like, let's say you do get on the date. It's like, so what's the objective here? Like I got to know you.
Just got to get to know each other, right? You know what I mean? Like as if it was a first date. I don't know. It's just like I said, I like figuring it out more organically. I like being like already doing something. It's like, oh, let's talk about this thing we have in common, and then that brings up more things. We're like, oh wow, that's really interesting. This person's actually cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Not everyone that you know that plays plays frisbee is a cool person. Every now and then, someone who plays frisbee is just a big asshole. So just because they play frisbee doesn't make them the perfect fit. But you figure that out by like bonding with them through that interaction.
Of course.
Have you guys ever been on dates?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's like a weird thing for me.
You guys want to hear my worst date story?
Sure.
All right, so wait, before we get into that, I just want to say a quick thing. So for streamers, I know a girl streamer who I've told you guys about, that blonde girl.
Yeah.
So she's now at like $7,000 over the last 2 months, right?
Whoa, that's pretty big.
And she just hooked up with an NFL wide receiver.
Oh yeah, I remember this whole.
Clearly, if you're an attractive woman who just starts streaming,
you just gotta
and
catch someone's eye.
you have a decent personality.
You just gotta catch
even if you don't have a decent
eye.
personality, if you get half of what she gets, you're still at $3,500 in 2 months. Come on, that's decent. That's good money for just playing video games. Like, come on, you're sitting there hanging out playing video games for a couple hours a day.
Yep.
That's the fucking dream for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
All right, so my date story. So I knew a girl that worked with me back in the day at like my old ice cream shop. So I saw her on Instagram, like talked to her for a little bit, like added her on Snapchat, was just talking for a little bit. And then I was like, oh, you want to go out? So we go to Philly, Budokan. You ever been there?
No.
Oh, dude, great place, delicious. The food was great. So I like parked my car. This wasn't the BMW, so thank God. So I parked my car on like the side parallel parking spot, and the sign, like I was looking for like towing spots. You know how Philly's like ridiculous with that shit.
Yeah.
I looked at the signs, and they were all like scratched out, like they were like faded and shit. So she saw one of the signs, and she said, "Oh no, we're good at this time, whatever." And I'm like, "All right, whatever." So I didn't think about it. I'm like, if you said it, I'm not gonna fucking think you're a liar. But she wasn't actually lying. She just read it wrong.
She just didn't know, right?
Yeah, she read it wrong. So we go in dinner, good time, ate dinner, go out, and my car's just fucking gone. And I'm like, the first date, I'm like, what the fuck? So wait, I call there's like a phone number on the sign that I could actually read, which is nice. And I called the place, and I'm like, oh, do you guys have a dark gray Honda Civic? And they're like, no. I'm like, fuck. No. What do you mean no?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Like, we have a black Honda coming in right now, and I'm like, what's the license plate number? Because they asked me first, like, what's your license plate number? I'm like, I don't fucking know. On my car, I don't have a picture of my license plate. Like, I don't remember.
Yeah, right.
So it was a whole thing. I'm like, all right, well, let's take a stab at it and hope it goes to that. Like, hopefully that's the one. So then we take an Uber, which they towed the car to Jersey. So across the bridge, like 20 minutes away.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It closes at 9. It was 8:20. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is bad. So I Uber with her to the place, which was like a $20 Uber, whatever. Meal was like $80. So $100. I'm already in the hole. I'm already $100 in the hole.
I remember this now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to remember
some
this.
$100 in the hole. Then go to the place, go to Philly. They have the car there, thank God. Pay $170 for the fucking tow. So I'm $270 deep for a fucking date, and never came up. Like, nothing ever came of that date. So I mean, we're like friends, but that was it.
Damn.
I was like, dude, that's fucked.
Fucking sad.
Yeah. That's rough, isn't it?
That is pretty rough.
Can't get much worse than that.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing. I was like, fuck this.
I was going to say, can't get worse than that. The new dates after that have got to be
everything's been good since then, so.
Yeah.
I don't really go on a lot of dates, though. Actually, like, none.
Yeah. Same.
I just can't stop going on them, to be honest.
Right. All right,
No,
you
I
guys.
mean, I think it's an awkward thing for me, like, just because, God. To me, like, a date is so unnatural. It's such an unnatural way to get to know somebody.
Right. I
Or
think
like a
that's
traditional like dinner or whatever.
It's
like,
easier to go on a date with someone you've already met. And that's where, you can like keep talking about some things that you already like know about each other. But to meet someone for the first time on a date is like
really awkward.
It's so ballsy.
It's so hard.
It's
like,
so like
I've done that before, and it's like the initial like talking is so weird.
it's
like
gotta
so hard
be.
to do.
How is it not?
It's hard to like break the ice there.
Yeah, it's like so.
Hey,
what's up?
how are you?
Yeah, it's I don't know. Not something I'm a huge fan of. So
Yeah, I've only done that like twice, but it was weird.
All right, boys, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well, since we still don't have our mildly appropriate intro,
facts.
I'd like to send things off with Danny. Any
Daniel.
wise words for us, boy?
No wise words. I feel
Danny,
like
you can't just say you have no wise words. You have to say
every
something.
Week I gotta have a fucking wise word.
Yes.
Until you give
until
us
you make
an
our
intro,
intro.
bro. That's the deal.
Jesus.
The
Fuck.
contract it says so.
Yeah, right. To my
We're
contract.
paying you a lot of money here.
Yeah.
Fucking high production.
Hopefully this shit ends, folks, soon. I think it's wearing on people. Like,
I want you to stare at the camera while you say it too.
Yeah, you're talking to the people.
God damn it.
Stare right at the people.
Right.
Yeah, the 50 subscribers.
Yeah, 56, bitch.
Yeah.
The 20 viewers.
We're at 56. Oh, nice. Yeah, hopefully this shit ends soon, and like everybody can go back to normal. What I wanted to do, like literally, I think a week before this shit, like everything closed down, was get into comedy, and that's looking like it's gonna happen again soon, and I'm pretty excited about it. Which was like my big announcement I was gonna make eventually, but I guess now is like I think I'll be doing a show soon.
All right, Danny, take us.
This
Wait,
is
ready?
long-winded.
Wait, no,
Yeah,
watch,
right.
watch it. Ready? Yo, guys, let's take us away on the comedy, Danny. This is Danny Perez. I don't really got much to say.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I hope this shit ends soon.
This ends soon. Fuck. I don't know. Like wise words. Fucking.
Don't forget
just
your
do
dreams.
it. Just do it. Just do
Don't
it.
forget
All right,
your-
Nike.
don't
We'll
forget your dreams,
steal
Mike.
it.